All right. Now we're going to be talking about Battle Magic, Path of Fire.
Far.
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 It's far. Far is bad. We'll start with the lore attribute, which is going to be Raging Fire. 24 inches, hex missile damage, instant. Target suffers D3 strength 4 hits with flaming attacks. This is just kind of an add-on to the damaging spells and even the other spells. You add another D3 hits onto a unit and, onto your normal attacks.
It doesn't have to be the same unit.
Ah, good point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, on a little dispersing chaff, you could potentially, one spell could get rid of 2 units, right?
Yeah, in theory, yeah.
Potentially. I mean, it's D3. It's only D3, so,
Right.
you're talking of an average of, 2 strength 4 hits, 1 wounds.
Right.
So, yeah, maybe not so much. But it's still there.
It's there.
It's a nice little bonus.
It's okay to me.
Okay.
Yeah. Fireball. Base spell, 5 the cast, 10 in boosted version, 14 in super boosted version. Or was that super uber boosted version? Yeah, uber boosted version. There we go. Range 24, 36 for boosted, 48 for uber, hex missile damage instant. Target suffers 1d6, 2d6 in boosted, 3d6 in uber, strength 4 hits with flaming attacks. Old Fireball hasn't changed really much since 8th. As a base spell for a lore, this is a really nice direct damage spell just because of all the options that you have.
Correct.
I mean, I don't know about throwing at a 14, but
throwing 5 dice
but,
for a fireball?
Yeah, but a fireball at a 5, I mean, heck, you can even throw a single dice at this sometimes when you just got a die to spare. And
when you got 1 die left in your phase.
especially if you got a +2, then you're 2/3 of the time it's going to go off. So
even at +1, you got what, a 50-50?
Yeah. So and it is a great thing for clearing off chaff and messing with flammable targets, or that guy that forgot that fields are flammable.
Yeah. I think the variety in this spell makes it really good.
Yeah.
The fact that you can cast it at 3 different levels. Again, I don't think the 48 would see a whole lot of use. I mean the 14 or the 3d6, but
The 10, I think, will.
The 10 will.
2d6 is a big number.
2d6 is a big number. That's going to eliminate a lot of chaff, not just hurt them.
Especially humans and elves.
Humans and elves, yes. Okay, good spell. Right? Number 1 spell is the Cascading Fire. Cast on a 7, boost to a 10. Range 18, boost to a 36. It's a hex. I like hexes. It remains in play. Another good point.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of each magic phase, the target suffers d6 strength 4 hits with flaming attacks. So it's a fireball. It casts 2 higher than a fireball, a little bit shorter range, but it just keeps giving unless they get rid of it, which is the remains in play I like a lot.
Well, that's taking dice away.
The spell gets off, it casts on a 7, he needs a 7 to dispel it. That means he's going to burn at least 2 dice to get rid of it in his phase. That's good. Very good. And boost, all the boost does is the range, but that still means you can use it on the first turn, right? If you boost it.
If you boost it, yeah.
If you boost it, it's a first turn
Or,
spell.
I mean, if you move on the first turn, you should be able to use it on the first turn, unless you're playing defensive.
Unless you're playing defensive, or he's playing defensive.
And you're both playing defensive.
Right.
Staring each other down.
Correct. Okay, so yeah, decent spell.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
It remains in play. I think remains in play for me is a big thing. I like that a lot.
It's the only thing that can mess with dice. It does depend on who you've cast it against. Low toughness guys and low numbers are going to be afraid of this. Larger and more toughness guys.
Yeah, or
it's okay.
Armor save guys. You throw this at a unit of Bretonian Knights, and they're just going to kind of laugh it off.
I may just ignore that for now.
Right.
Maybe I'll charge your wizard and kill him and get rid of it. So,
Good point.
Yeah. Number 2 spells, the Flaming Swords, 7 the cast, 13 in the boosted version. That's a big jump. Range 24, range 6 aura on the boosted version.
That's the big jump.
Yes. An augment lasts 1 turn. Targets close combat and shooting attacks have +1 to wound and gain magical attacks and flaming attacks.
All right. I love the spell. It's not +1 to hit. It's +1 to wound.
Correct.
That means you're wounding anything on a 5.
Yes,
Yeah, no, I like this a lot.
or better.
At a 7.
Doesn't
And
make-
it's an augment, so you're targeting your own unit, so that 24-inch range is going to probably cover your entire army, right? I mean, you're going to be able to target almost any unit in your army.
correct.
You got a big unit of anything shooting, you know, and this is cast it on like Empire, put it on that mortar with its low strength.
Mm-hmm.
Now that big pie plate template is hitting tons of guys and wounding at worst on a 5-up.
I actually think this is really good for any kind of ballistic-based shooting.
Yeah,
Bows, crossbows, handguns.
I agree.
You tend to have a decent number of hits with those weapons. Actually, put this on a Hellblaster.
Oh,
On the-
yeah, another Empire thing. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is a good spell,
So anything that can put out a lot of hits.
and it's only a 7 cast.
7 is a nice number.
I mean, the 13 aura is probably not going to see a lot because you're probably not going to have a lot of units, unless you have a gunline army and you want to put this guy kind of in the middle of it, where you can hit a war machine and 2 shooty units, or two war machines and
Or maybe even 3 if you're going to pack them in.
Right.
But yeah,
how you do it. But
but that's a 13. That's a
13's a minimum 4.
yeah. And chances are, if you have shooty, war machines, you're going to have a lot of attacks. But
Right.
yeah, it's probably even closer to You definitely have to have 4.
Hmm.
And the magical attacks is it's helpful, especially if you're running into ethereal guys. That ruins their day.
Right.
And then flaming attacks are same as always.
Yeah, I'm not looking at those. Those are nice little boosts
To
and
me,
bonuses.
those are a boost. I think the thing that matters, I agree, is it's the +1 to wound.
That really big +1 to
Yeah.
wound is really good. I like that a lot.
This is one of my favorite spells in this particular lore.
Yeah. Close combat and shooting attacks at +1. Yeah, that's really good. I like that a lot. That brings us to number 3, the Flame Jet. Cast on a 9, boost up to a 12, range of 18. That goes up to 36. Ground direct line template. Instant. Each model on the template suffers a strength 4 hit with flaming attacks. Units touched by the template. Units touched must take a panic test. All right, so it's the kind of the old burning head thing.
Yes.
Except it doesn't have to wound to cause a panic now.
Right.
9 casting cost for that is not that great from my perspective.
At range 9, 18.
At 18, only 18-inch range. It's an 18-inch beam. How many are you going to get in that? If you're on the flank, you might get, you might make it worthwhile if you're in a flank of a big unit, a horde or something. Or if a guy's got a particular deep unit. A weak, but it's only strength 4 again, so...
As a magic missile, let's be honest, it doesn't really do much. It's really about the panic test.
Yeah, it's the panic test.
You're trying to get the panic test.
Or you get in that weird situation where you're off on a flank or something and you can hit multiple units.
Somebody only needs 1 wound to go away,
Yeah. Or,
So,
or
yeah.
like I said, you get a zap down
Yeah,
down the line, the guy's entire line
Yeah.
at 36 and really punish a bunch of guys. But, okay.
So, yeah.
Meh. All right.
Burning Bolts, number 4 spell, 9 to cast, 12 to boost, range 24, range 36 for boosted version. It's a hex, it's a missile to damage, it's instant. Target suffers 1 strength 4 hit with flaming attacks for each rank or each file, the caster's choice, in the target unit. So basically, if the unit is really deep, you're going to go for ranks, and if it's wide, you're going to go for files. So it gives you a little more flexibility, I guess. I guess it's kind of replaced the old flame cage. It's a 9 to cast. The 1 per rank or file. Okay, you're going to maybe get 5 or 6 attacks.
Or 10 if it's a horde.
Yeah, if it's a
But-
really big unit, you'll get 10.
But it's a 9 to cast.
It's a 9. I think I'd rather have a fireball.
Put
most of the
2d6
time.
into a fireball and go for
Yeah.
a 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, and those are, it's just like, to me, another version of a fireball.
Yeah, kind of underwhelming,
Yeah,
right?
that's how I feel about it.
Did that right. Losing track of this stuff. Number 5 is Burning Ramparts. Cast on a 10, boost up to a 13. Range 36 for boosted version. It's a hex, it's a missile to damage. Or 10 if it's a horde. Yeah, Range 24. Boost makes that a 48. It's a hex, another little thing I like. Again, it remains in play. Target suffers D6 strength 4 hits with flaming attacks. At the end of each phase, if the unit has performed any of the following actions in that phase: charge, failed charge, advance, march, pivot, reform, combat reform, well, everything. Flee, pursue, overrun. Each model in that suffers a one.
Push a cornucopia of events.
Yes, you worked that word in, didn't you?
Yeah.
Each model in the unit suffers a strength 4 hit with flaming attacks, no more than once per phase. This is the old flame cage.
Yes. Yeah.
So the initial damage is just there. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean anything. So the idea is to keep him pinned.
Correct.
In every unit. So basically, unless he stands still, every model in his unit is going to take a strength 4 hit. Cast on a 10 at range 24. This is a good spell. Because he has to get rid of this.
If he wants to move.
If he
Or
wants to
do
move.
anything.
And, yeah, or do anything else. And the movement phase is already over when he's dispelling it.
Correct.
If he doesn't stop it immediately, the remains in
Right.
play portion
Exactly. You've locked them in.
means he's got to get rid of it next. In my opinion, he's got to get rid of it the next phase.
Unless he has the ability to really save really well. So
Yeah, or you're immune to flaming attacks or whatever, you know,
right.
or gets a big bonus for flaming attacks.
Yeah, if you do up
It's a good spell. I like it a lot.
Yeah, Knights of Rima really wouldn't care too much. So, yeah.
Correct.
No, I like this spell. I mean, it's only a 10 to cast. It's
Knights of-
basically potentially
Knights of what?
Knights of Rima, the
Oh, the
high
Dragon
elf,
Princes?
Dragon Princes,
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry,
I think
I'm
that's how you pronounce them. I can't remember half the names.
played too long in 8th edition to know these new
I
names yet.
still call things everything.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
I even make up names sometimes, you know. So but no, it's really good because most of the Uber spells are 14 or really hard to cast, and this has the potential of being one of those kinds of spells.
It does on
So,
especially a weaker toughness 3 army.
And
Even
so-
a toughness 4, you're getting 50%
Right.
of them wounded at least.
And 10 is not an easy dispel.
No,
You're potentially putting all your dice at this to stop it.
first you're trying to stop it probably on your cast on your phase, and if you don't get it stopped, now you're dedicating 3 or 4 dice to just 3 if you're risky.
3's a
4
lot of risk.
Yeah.
You're doing 4 probably.
So you're doing 4 to try to get rid of it, and
You probably don't have a magic face now.
your magic phase is pretty much over at that
Yeah.
point, unless you got very fortunate in what you
Right.
rolled. But
And even if you do, your opponent's probably going to have enough dice to stop your
Yeah.
other spell. So,
and again, that strength 4 hit, even if it's a toughness 4 army, that's half the guys in the unit are wounded on average. So yeah, no, good spell. I like this a lot. I always thought this was a fantastic spell.
yeah. And there's a lot. I mean, the one thing they did do is, joking aside, they've actually listed every single thing that it affects. So there's no, does it work on this? Does it not work on this type of
Correct.
that kind of thing, which is one of the things the Ninth Age has done in general. They're trying to do a better job and being more succinct about these things. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Number 6, Smoldering Ember. Doesn't sound very impressive.
It's just a smoldering
It's
ember.
just a
Don't worry
smoldering
about
ember.
it.
What can that do? The cast on 11, 14 in the boosted version, range 24, range 48 in boosted. It's an augment, last one turn. Target gains +1 toughness, ward save 5, and is fireborn. That is,
Fireborn. What is that? The 2-up ward save versus fire?
I believe that is correct.
Okay.
That is, I think, can be quite nice. It really makes you quite defensive. The +1 toughness, first you're getting that, and a ward save of 5.
Yeah, it's a very defensive.
So
it's a
yeah,
really
if you
good
have some
spell.
armor on top of that, you're doing pretty well. Particularly if you have medium, toughness 4 guys or toughness 5 guys.
Right.
This really makes it so you're really hard to hurt. So as an augment, I think this is a pretty nice augment. And 11,
You're
it's
getting close to
slightly,
4
yeah,
dice.
it's slightly high, I think. But so you have to think about it. But it is nice. So I guess that would also help your wizard get +1 toughness.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I think it's nice. I don't think it's great, but I think it's nice.
+1 toughness is pretty big.
It is.
I mean, no matter what,
it's the 11 that's the more
the downside.
it's a
whatever.
challenge for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ward save on top of that. I
Yeah.
mean, you're basically getting two really good effects.
Correct.
I mean, by bringing your toughness up against a lot of stuff, that you're going to be wounded a lot less, and then you're saving a third of the wounds.
But I'm thinking about it, you're rolling a 10 to get
But-
willingness to get +1 strength, +1 toughness. You know.
Oh,
to
on
me,
the
it's
other guys,
about the same. And then death, same thing. Was it a 9 to roll that? So
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I agree. But I do
doesn't
like
mean
the
it's-
effects.
doesn't
of
mean
it.
that
It's
the
not
benefit
garbage.
is not.
Yes.
It's not garbage. It's good. It's really good.
So really, you're paying. But no, if you're paying like a 9 or 10, you're paying a point or more casting value to gain the ward save on top of the toughness, right?
Well, if the other is giving you a 10 for strength and toughness.
Oh, strength
right?
and
Yeah.
you're right. Sorry.
So that
yeah.
almost balances out. I mean, you can argue that you're getting a double buff by a 5 up versus a 6 up ward save in comparison. Then you get fireborn against certain opponents, which
You're completely discounting the fact you're doing D3 strength 4 to a unit.
yes,
With the lower attribute.
yes, I'm ignoring the lower
Okay.
attribute. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Right. So I guess you're right. It's a good spell, decent spell, I guess. Not great. All right. So overall, what are we looking at? There's no real duds in this one either.
No.
There's a couple that are a little bit limited, but now that they changed this burning bolts to do ranks or files, that used to be the dud spell in the fire,
Yeah.
because you hit a single unit, and I believe if I'm not mistaken, it used to be each full rank as well, which made
I
it
believe so,
almost
yeah.
almost completely worthless sometimes.
The flame jet's kind of the same as it was before. and
The
it's-
burning head is the closest to a dud, I
Yeah,
guess.
I think so.
Overall, I like this. I think it's a good lore, so I'm going to give it we'll give it the Waldorf plus the thumbs up for me.
Okay. Well, in 8th, I couldn't stand this lore. I thought it was a terrible lore. It had a great base spell and one other spell that I thought the casting values. In 9th, I think they really tweaked it a lot, especially the casting values. I mean, most of the casting values at the base level
Right.
are well within reach of 3 dice, except for the top 2 spells. The boosted versions can get a little pricey, but frankly, you hardly, I think, have to use them because they don't. They just extend range most of the time, with the exception of the base spell.
Right.
So yeah, I think I can see armies that have challenges dealing with chaff.
Right.
This being an excellent
Well,
overall
Fireball is
spell.
a fantastic
Right.
variety spell for a base spell.
And knowing that you get that, and you get some decent augments, which can help your army. So yeah, I'm going to give this a Statler thumbs up.
The flaming swords, again, I can come back to that one. The +1 to wound.
Yes,
If you've got any kind of a shooting army,
I love that
I
spell.
think that's real. I mean, that'll help a close combat army as well. But the other advantage, like we said, it helps your shooting. The guy finally gets there, then you swap it off, and now you're
Right.
getting the +1, looking for the
Exactly.
close combat bonus. +1 to wound's pretty big,
No, it is pretty big.
especially those big monsters that you can only wound on a 6. Now it's a 5 or 6,
Exactly.
and guys aren't going to want to throw those monsters in there, even with your crappy guys wounding them on a 5.
Oh,
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a wonderful spell.
All right. So again, 2 thumbs up for this
2
one.
thumbs up.
All right.